All right. Hello, all the high school students and parents out there. Miss Katz and I wanted to give you guys a special message because yesterday we had two major events. So the first major event that we had obviously was the violence at the Capitol building, and the second was the change in our school schedule. And so first, I just want to address some of the events that we saw yesterday play out on our television and internet. And read a statement that we have here. So, although we support everyone's right to protest and speak out against injustice, we condemn the violence and those that use positions of power to incite violence as contrary to the way of Jesus. We call and we pray for nonviolence and peace, and we believe that there is value and appropriateness in marching and protesting. In fact, we believe it's one way of standing up for those who have little or no power. And this is not what we really saw going on yesterday in the Capitol. It really contrasts with the picture that you see on the right, which is our annual senior trip, which we take to the Capitol, and is a tradition, a longstanding tradition. Many of your parents may even have participated in. And it's a moment of awe that we see in this picture here, which I think contrasted for me personally with the images that I was seeing on the screen play out in front of me. We also want to acknowledge the change in our school schedule again. In a year that demands flexibility in the name of safety, I want to acknowledge the fact that with the news that distance learning for high school is going to continue, that, for many people that's reassuring and comforting due to the unprecedented spread of the coronavirus in our local community, while at the same time for others it's incredibly frustrating and deflating. In-person school is vitally important. Everybody here believes in in-person school, which is why we spent so much time and energy making that happen safely in the fall. And we will be there again soon, but we need to do it safely. I want to address a couple frequently asked questions that we're getting and related to the distance learning that will start for high school students. And really how on the first day in person, with that being Monday, January 25th, a couple questions that we're seeing is that, for high school students, yes, you will be distance learning until Monday, January 25th, and then we'll come back in person. And during that time, Wednesdays will still remain flex days. We're going to keep the same distance learning schedule. We're not going to mess with that. The times are going to remain the same, and Wednesdays will remain the same, as well as the fact that we still think it's important for our art, our music, some of our science classes that have labs to be able to come in person once a week for up to an hour and look for communications from your teachers about those continuing and what those look like. I want to also remind everyone of the importance of a low-risk lifestyle, not only when we're in person, but just in general. But specifically, we're committed here at EMS to providing a low-risk environment for all of our teachers and our staff, and for all of our students and families who are trusting for that to happen, right? As part of a community, we do this for each other. We do it to protect our most vulnerable, and we do it so that we can be in person. The following are not characterized as low risk at this time. It doesn't mean that they will never be changed. It just means that at this time, the following things are, not low risk. And so if you choose to participate in the following, we're going to ask that you do distance learning. And that's, if your student is participating in indoor community sports, or if your student is participating in gatherings of more than 10 people that are unmasked and distanced. We ask that you do distance learning. I want to spend some time clarifying a little bit about if your student works. One of the things that we really value is the experience and the life lessons the students get during employment. And so over the next 2 weeks of high school distance learning, it's going to give us time to evaluate the different options with jobs and people who have the need to be in-person learners. So one of the things that we recognize is that a one-size-fits-all policy really is the wrong approach here. And what we want to do is students that have jobs in public spaces where you're regularly encountering people who you don't know, what we'd ask is to simply find out more information. And you need to send that information to myself and to Mr. Lehman, and send that to us within the next week. And what we'll do is we'll look at your place of employment. We'll talk about how many hours a day do you work. Where do you work, and what is the mitigation that's practiced there? And if we feel as though that definitely categorizes you as low risk, then we may say that, yeah, in that scenario, that is a low risk thing and you can be in person. So again, if you're interested in that, please contact myself and Mr. Lehman, and we'll have those conversations on an individual basis. So thank you for your feedback, and we look forward to working with you guys, specifically for those of you who need to work and be in-person school. Let's talk about that. Another point of clarification is about church or public gatherings. So just simply recognizing that they're discouraged at this time, but they are acceptable so long as the church or the public gathering guidelines require physical distancing and mask wearing.
Hi, everybody. So I am going to be continuing with some points of clarification regarding our school schedule.
All right, let's see if we can get this going. There we go.
All right, so our next area that we're going to talk about, I know you're getting a flurry of emails, is just regarding the spring term and new classes. Can you actually believe we're getting ready to start spring term? Anyway, so spring term, though, starts on January 19th. And next week, high school is still going to be on distance learning as well up until the 25th. So we are going to be going from our fall term to our spring term through distance learning. I really, really want to encourage you to keep a close eye on PowerSchool, work with your teachers, email your teachers for specific questions, or if you have makeup work to do. Keep them informed of what you're doing. Again, the week of January 19th, new classes start. That's our spring term. We don't have class on that Monday. That is Martin Luther King Jr. Birthday. So we don't have school that day. We will start classes on the 19th, which is a Tuesday. So we'll have class Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. Remember, Wednesday will be a flex day. All right. I just want you all to know that we are here for you, even though we are distance. We are here for you. If you have any scheduling needs, please let me know. A lot of you have already emailed me. Continue doing that. Let me know if you have any questions or concerns about your schedule, if there's anything confusing to you. Also, if you're struggling, like we all are, but if you're really finding yourself struggling with your emotions or just feeling socially isolated, unhappy, stressed, angry, that's a natural emotion as well, confused or lonely. I mean, we're all in this together. I want you guys to know that, but it also brings up a lot of emotions that we may not even recognize until they kind of get out of control. But I just want to reiterate that I'm here for you. You can email me, and then we can either meet over the phone or Google Meet, Zoom, email. I just want to make sure that you know that you have a place to connect. If you want to contact your teachers directly, feel free. I just want to make sure that you know that we are here for you, especially during distance learning time. And for you students that are going to continue distance learning because of sports or work, just know that you are not forgotten. We remember you too as well, and you are just as important. I am looking forward to seeing the students coming back in person, but until then, know that we are here for you. We're rooting for you, and that you matter. I just want to also clarify our vision. Mr. King and I have talked a lot about this. Our EMS vision aspires to reflect Christ's light as a learning community where every student belongs, thrives, and lives God's call. Those are really important words. We have to remember you all belong. We want to make sure that you're thriving well. Again, that's making sure that you know that you have a place here, that you feel connected, and that we are living God's call for us. EMS is a safe place, respect, and where everyone belongs. And a great verse to reiterate all that is John 1:5. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness shall not overcome it. God's got us. I live by that every single day, even though some days may be harder. We have to remember that the Lord has us. And let us be a flame, a light. That is our school mascot. And we can be that flame to others, not only here at school, but in our community as well. I encourage you all to check out the Ubuntu Chapel. There is a link here. If you didn't watch it already, or if you watched it, watch it again. It's an awesome chapel with one of our graduates of UA Malong, as well as with Mr. Seibert and family. And, soon, for those of you that are returning, you're going to be seeing some new faces here. And then we also have all of you guys returning. So I want to encourage you all, welcome our new students. Reacquaint with your friends or students that you may not have known before while you were here last term. Whenever there's a new year, I always feel renewed and refreshed. And I know there's a lot going on. I mean, that's an understatement already of 2021, a lot going on. The new year, let's start afresh. If there's forgiveness that needs to be done, I encourage you to do that. Let's start fresh. I really, really am excited to see you all. And I know this is hard. Distance learning is tough for some. It might be easy for others. But just know that we are waiting for you. We are here for you in the meantime. And we love you. Thank you.